All right, Shalom. This is Ashar by Nasrallah out of the Lions Den Camp, located in Jesserow, Florida. First and foremost, I'd like to praise and honor and glory to the Father and the Son in the proper true Hebrew tongue. Ka Alam La, Yahweh Bashmal Shah, Bashim, Habakah Kodash Ma'amaf. Also, double honor to the elders, Apostle GMS. Double honor to my elders as well, Maharwan by Shirala. Peace of Mr. 1/3, and citation to the for elect. This gonna be a lesson. I don't want to say quick or nothing like that. But it's gonna be a lesson going on Saturn worship. All right. So Saturn worship is a roll around a lot of idealistic deities and worships. Such as marriage. You get down on one knee. Yeah, you recite your vow. All that stuff is they even got them little baby angels and Edomite baby angels. In churches and the corners and that. But that comes from Saturn worship, such as this black box here, like Mecca, and what the Ishmaelites worship. That's even like Greek. That's like freaking Greek worship. Yeah, that's freaking Saturn worship, nonetheless. Um, and yeah, this what they pray to. This what these a lot of these people here, a lot of Jakes. Other than like they concentrated in these prisons, and they concentrated with like Philadelphia. You got a whole bunch of Muslims there. Um, yeah, they all literally bang their head on the ground. Because they got them black dots on the head. I see some here in Jacksonville, Florida. They be having black dots on their head because they be banging their head on the ground. In Mecca, this is ultimate side of worship. They worship the planet, and they worship a planet, quote unquote, called Saturn. It's not called that. It it was called that because of Esau, but it's not actually called that, man. The Lord didn't name it that, man. We don't know the true names of the planets. It's supposed to be in Hebrew, Paleo Hebrew, not in Greek or yeah, not supposed to be in Greek. You know, so yeah, it's from Grecian captivity, just like them just like the zodiac signs. I still a video on that, but that's a simple thing that a lot of people don't really believe in it, But that comes back like the zodiac signs is like Greek captivity worship. Um, just this is new nothing new in the sun. It's just Stockholm syndrome. Why people want to follow after this instead of follow after the Lord Yahweh Shema Shah. So I'm just gonna go do a video on what Saturn worship is, and this is Saturn worship. The Lord never told us to follow that. This is a AI overview on Google. It says I searched angels with wings and halos in the Bible. It said in history, I think, origin. It says the classic image of winged, haloed angels emerged in 4th century Christian art, borrowing from earlier cultures. So it's before the 4th century. Um, but it says wings likely from Greco-Roman Victoria goddess Nike. What they do now to check. It says a Near Eastern winged guardians Lamosu, halos with Persian matriarch tradition symbolizing divine light. But it says though biblical texts describe angels and messengers. It's gonna go in that. It don't say it in the Bible, man. It's right here, man. You try to look up Halo in the Bible. That's not what it means. Anything Halo is like a circle. So let's say yeah, nothing. There's no context. Like you said, how was Saturn in the Bible? It's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be in Paleo. This whole book supposed to be in Paleo Hebrew. This is the Torah. This is the ancient book that we're supposed to be following. We're supposed to be following the Lord Yahweh Bashmal Shah. You know why Halo not in there? Because it's supposed to be in there. Just like Jesus. Just like so a lot of words. And it's really on the prophets and the men of the Lord to tell our people that what do the context of these words mean? Like people believe in hell. There's not no place underneath the earth that you go to for eternity, and that's freaking a blasphemy to think that the Lord would do that. The Lord will make sure you feel this pain, and your spirit can't even feel pain. So how you gonna The only Lord can do that. Maybe here you're gonna feel a little pain or the ultimate judgment of them 200 million ICBMs. But ultimately, the Lord didn't create no hell and all that stuff. But nonetheless, back to the lesson, just like you. So how we know that the Lord created uh, Israel in His image, man, the sons of God in His image, being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Like to looking like Kimbo Slice, looking like look like a brother, man, like a brother or sister. Uh, so why is it that these these paintings going back to shoot like a little bit over 2,000 years ago, just like Greece worship, Gregorian worship and stuff. Sorry, that's a whole another thing. But Greek worship. Um, you see Edomite children, because it never said, and Edomite women, it never said that. It said men. The angels are men, and they look like so-called black men. To clear that up, they don't look like so-called black women. They don't look like so-called black children. The word, we can say angel. It doesn't mean messenger. We're technically messengers, but the ones that are more powerful than us, the angels that the Lord sent out in the chariots, now they're like this. They definitely don't look like no shoot, name Edomite woman, Edomite man. They don't like no Edomite baby, as they put in. That's what we're fed as children. We're kind of fed. We're fed that as children, man. And we also and to hear the word chariot or hear the word UFO, you instantly go to the mindset of an alien. All right, but nah, the alien. No, it's not no green man that the Lord is that's inhabit those chariots. It's angels that like men. They're like once again Kimbo Slice. They're like austere men. All right, protectors and messengers of the Lord. Of the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Al Shai. They don't look like demons and devils. They don't look like these people that rule the earth right now. Esau. Yeah, see. This is a quick lesson, just cause it's just going against Saturn worship. I'm not gonna. Shoot, a good lesson would be talking about the angel how they really look, but they definitely look like that though. This is Jeremiah chapter 10:1. It says, "Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord: Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the custom of the people are vain, for one cut of a tree of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe." Going to Christmas, but it said, says about be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, and follow not the way of the heathen. That's the main point. This is what the heathen has thought up, and that they thought up wings. Going back to Saturn worship, going back to freaking 2,000, 2,300 years ago. They worship planets. They put rings on everything. So that's where you get the black box. That's where you get the marriage. That's where you get these little Edomite children, these little Edomite women with wings and halos. When all that stuff is not in the Bible, it's not halo. At least halo not in the Bible. Wings is usually compared to as duties in the scriptures. Such as Revelation, like Ezekiel 1:1 or Ezekiel 1 or Revelation 4. No, I'll just say Ezekiel 1. Going to wings or heads is duties. Those are duties that the angels have. The angels, they do have duties just like we have duties. And honestly, the angels want to have the same duty as we do. But basically only have a shot being the top angel, be on the right hand side of the Father, one of the first creatures ever created. He was allowed to do that, and now he is our King Yahweh Shai that sit on the right hand side of the Most High, and he's the one that's going to save us and give us salvation, the children of Israel. All right. So now you know that the imagery that we have seen as children and it has been shown throughout history is really Esau. That's their delusion. All right. They also don't want to share the fact that they'll rather say they'll rather say the true Jews are Ishmaelites than say that we're that they're so-called Negroes, you know. And they'll get mad at Jake for saying that, for saying you want to be so bad, you know, you want to be a victim when we truly are victims. When Esau, when you like say you trying to you having a conversation with a Edomite, or you having an argument with an Edomite, the Edomite was like a victim instantly, even though their atrocities and their yeah, their atrocities and their crimes is 2,000 years long. You're clearly the enemy, and you're not the victim. Our people was the victim. We are in slavery, man. We're freaking we're going through sweat equity. We gotta work until we die. You know, if the Lord wasn't coming back, we have to work. We have to work till we pass away for many generations. If the Lord never come back, we'll be here for 1,000. Well, should I say like 200, 400, 500 years if the earth don't even get destroyed by Esau anyway. Literally, we'll be freaking zombies that are made to be under. We'll follow right under Esau's ultimate plan, the New World Order, going into their satanic order, man. That's what we will be. All right, so I'm gonna skip down a little bit. This is Ezekiel chapter 1, start of verse 4. It says, "And I looked and beheld a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fiery unfolding itself, and a brightness was about it." Going to the angel, man. It says, "And out of the midst thereof the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire, amber like a brown color, and out of the midst of fire. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures." And where the word creatures, you know, I'm going to say that about beasts. But the word beast means creatures. Creatures is a creation. All right. And it says, in light, this was the appearance. And in light, this was their appearance. They had the likeness of man. All right. So you don't have to go into the duties. All right. It says verse 6. It says, "And everyone had 4 faces, and everyone had 4 wings." So that's the duties. You know, faces and wings. Those are the duties of the angels. I'm not gonna go into this because this lesson is going to get simply Saturn worship and what Saturn worship goes into. Saturn worship goes into a lot of stuff. It goes to the angels. They try to pit it as that where they Saturn worship. It goes into they make marriage ordinances. Even though that's not that you don't gotta do all that stupid junk. It goes into Mecca. The Ishmaelites that worship that black box. It says even in their book to follow the ways of the Israelites. So every this whole freaking place here, America, Babylon, man, is a whole place of confusion. You know, they call the lands after the name. They call their gods after these months and these days, like Saturday, Saturn's day. Sunday is worship the sun, man. Worship the planet, Saturn. All right. The Lord never commanded us to worship these planets. Never commanded us to worship the sun or the moon. We supposed to use that as signs for seasons, you know, like and feast days, you know, so on and so forth. But we were supposed to worship Yahweh Ba'Shema Shah, not these little freaking angels, man. Not these not these. We not supposed to worship angels. Shoot, we wasn't respecting them, you know. Respect the Lord, respect what He has set up. All right, we're not supposed to be worshiping Esau. You know, he's not God. He may look like it because he's in the power seat right now, but he's definitely not God, man. He is a man. You know, he will be brought down like a man, and his whole destruction will be within an hour. Even though it took him 1,000 years, 2,000 years to set this up, man. There's another scripture just going into the likeness of what the Lord said and what going to Tobit chapter 5 to verse 1. Says, "Tobias then answered and said, Father, I will do all these things which thou hast commanded me, but how can I receive money, seeing I know him not? Then he gave him handwriting, and seek a man which may go with thee while I yet live, and I will give him wages and go and receive the money. Therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel." All right, so Raphael is an angel. He looked for a man. He saw someone that looked like a man, being Raphael. All right. So this was This is what the Lord made us look like. We look like His creation. We look like Him. We like the Most High. So these are depictions. That afros, beards. That's how we used to look. This is what the picture in the Bible. We look like men. Our women look like women. So but ultimately, yeah, the angels, they look like men. They don't like them Saturn worships. I'm gonna do a better, more intrigued lesson on this, but simply put, this Saturn worship goes to a lot of stuff. It doesn't go into the freaking. They never say that we're supposed to be having halos when we die, or the angels got halos and wings. Nah, man, they have chariots, cherubim. That's where they fly and going Mach 10 and stop on a dime, breaking the law of physics. The law of physics. That's what some Esau created. There's no law to the physics. There's only the laws that commandments that the Lord has set up, and that's what we're supposed to be following in the upcoming times. Because you got Esau running this whole world, but has only been is fed us either the truth as either the truth, which is lies, or it might have fed us some good, quote unquote good stuff, and it really do but it's disguised as bad, but it's really good. And it says what it says, Isaiah 4:20. It's how they paraphrase it. What was in them that call good evil, evil good. But Khan, that's what the Saturn worship goes into, man. It's like literally freaking. It's satanic, man. It's a satanic order. Yeah, it's a satanic order that Esau pushes on everything, literally throughout the whole month, throughout the whole year. So that's really what these angels that you see in these churches and these idols, that you're not supposed to be worshiping. If your church pastor got that junk in there, first of all, get at the church and tell that church take these junks down. Secondly, so if you see that anywhere in these people that believe so-called God fearing, they're obviously not. They're not doing the works of the Lord. They're not trying to diligently seek Him, because you should something in you should tell you that's not right. Seeing something like that is incorrect. All right, but man, that was a lesson that's going on these freaking these quote unquote angels, man. These are Edomites with wings and halos, Saturn worship, man. All right, I'm gonna get a screenshot. This is Saturn worship. Should get a dude too, get Esau. Yeah. This is what Esau want to be, man. They not guys though. They're men. They should fall like men. All right. But Yahweh Lazada was edifying a little lesson, and with that, I'll say shalom.